Welcome and thanks for joining us today. My name's Katrina Aarsman and
my name's Sharon. Hi guys, nice to see you here. We have got an amazing fun-packed 1 hour coming up. Why would you want to sit for 1 hour and listen to Katrina Aarsman and Sharon Francisco? Katrina, why would we want to listen to you for an hour?
That's a really good question. So I did have a bookkeeping business that I grew and was able to leverage myself out of the business, put staff on, put the systems on. And I always had that entrepreneurial view of business anyway. So that's what I brought to my bookkeeping business. And I sold it in 2015 and became a mentor to bookkeepers and now CEO of Pure Bookkeeping. So I hope that we've got something to add value to your learning and your journey at the moment. So Sharon, what's your story?
Well, my story is kind of similar, except I'm not a bookkeeper or an accountant. I scaled a bookkeeping business with my sister-in-law. Started with her in 2013 as a partner in her business, from just her and a part-time bookkeeper to 12 bookkeepers, 3 accountants and 9 bookkeepers. And the reason that I was able to do that is because I had super cool systems in place with Pure Bookkeeping, and I had a big want to build that business and to create something that, that I was proud of. Absolutely. And we're about to go through, I guess, from what we've learnt in that time of building our bookkeeping businesses and hiring bookkeepers and doing what we've done, we've kind of put a beautiful little package together to be able to help you identify how you can do it step by step, and follow what we did if you want to do that. So shall we get started?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. Okay, so we've got some pretty cool slides here to go through to be able to help you sort of step through it. You should have the workbook. And, if you've got it printed out or have it on another screen so you can sort of follow along and fill it out as you go. All right, so let's get started. Why we're here today. There's 3 reasons why we're here today. The first one is to get higher value services for you with the clients who are willing to pay us well. So we're after those really cool clients, the A-grade clients that are willing to pay us well and that we love them and they love us, essentially. And we want to do all this without running ourselves into the ground and feeling exhausted. And I don't know about you, Katrina, but I have spoken to a lot of bookkeepers and they get to that stage where they're just like, they keep getting referrals through from accountants and they're just exhausted at the end of it.
Yeah, exactly. They get in a rut, they get in a treadmill, that constant working only and not actually working on their business and identifying what that business is that they want. So let's see if we can help them identify that.
Yep, definitely. Okay. To do this, you're going to have to bring your A game. So you're going to have to bring your Beyonce.
Yeah.
So bringing your A game is really starting to, I guess, identify that this is something that you want to do and that you're willing to kind of expand your thinking around what's possible. Because, if 2 chicks can do it, I mean, you're an accountant, Katrina. I'm not a bookkeeper or an accountant. We can do it. You can do it. But I reckon we had to bring our A game to be able to do it. We had to be really, I guess, open to the fact that we could do it. That's for the chicks, and for the guys, bring it. Okay. We're here because we have a big assumption, and our big assumption is?
That we are here because we know we want more, and that we realise that there's a gap in what we're currently doing and where we want it to be. What we wanted to achieve. So none of us want to be stuck on the wrong side of that gap. So we're here to find out that there's a way to bridge that gap with a sensible process that is doable for your own practice. And to find out if this will actually work means that we're willing to commit to the next 50 minutes with us to be able to identify what that gap is, and so that we can move on.
Yeah, and close the gap so we can build the bridge to go across it, to get to the other side, to know what we're going to do. So that's our big assumption. All right, so why are we sharing this? Because there's a tried and tested method. We know that if you follow this tried and tested method, it's going to work for you. So that's why we're doing it. We want to help as many bookkeepers to achieve this as possible, to start freeing their lives up so they love what they do and they jump out of bed with excitement in the morning for it. So it's a tried and tested method that builds reliable and profitable bookkeeping practices. And I want this to be a reality for every single bookkeeper, not just the fortunate few who are our clients, right? Okay, so today's game plan. The first things first is to clarify our end game. We want to find out where we're going to take this. What is our end game? What are we aiming for? And the next thing we're going to do is what we want to shoot for in the next 24 months. So what is it over the next couple of years that we're wanting to achieve? And we're going to build a little mini plan. So it's not going to be a long, boring plan that you have to do a whole bunch of research for. We're actually going to build it in this session, this one-page mini plan that you can walk away with. And this is what it looks like in the workbook. So you can grab your workbooks out now and either on your second screen or print it out so you're ready to fill it out. So how do you want your time to be spent in your business? What do you want to be doing? If you had a magic wand, what would you want to be doing in your business? What percentage of time in your business, so doing the work day to day on your business, like strategies of like what we're doing now, building a plan, and out of your business, like sitting on the beach, enjoying time with the kids, whatever that is. So what's that percentage split in, on, and out of your business? Have a think about that while we go on to the next screen.
So what do you want your team to look like? So is it an onshore, offshore, or is it home-based? Is it office-based? And how many of that team do you want? So having a think about building out your business with your team.
And sometimes we don't know, do we?
We don't know right now.
And sometimes you just got to grab a dart and kind of throw it.
Yeah, and it's thinking about it and talking about it and coming to these type of sessions and networking with others and talking about what they're doing. You start to get a gut feel, and that's how I feel, is that you've got to know yourself whether it's the right decision for you or not.
And sometimes as we grow, we kind of work into that, and it can change. It doesn't matter. So if you say, oh, well, Sharon had a team of 12, is that what I want? Or do I want a team of 5 or 20? So just pick a number, kind of figure out roughly if you want some offshore, some onshore, and just go with it, because it's okay to change it down the track. But if we haven't got a starting point, if we haven't got a mile peg, it's really hard to kind of shoot towards that. So just come up with a number. So how many do you have, and where are they working from? And this is the page of the workbook where you can start filling out your details. So what caliber of clients do you want? And what sort of service levels do you want to be doing? So are you looking for, have a think. I always like to talk about with my clients this. It's like, we just think in your head, who's your most amazing client?
Yeah.
Your best client that loves you, you love them, they pay you well, they never, second guess your invoice when you send it to them. You just love them. If you had 50 more of those people, picture them, their first name, I always say, picture their first name in your head. If you had 50 more of those people, what would your business look like? So that kind of gives you a bit of an idea of what sort of caliber client you might want.
And what type of services that you want to provide for those clients as well. So is it a mix of compliance and advisory? Is it like some financial reporting that you want to provide? Or maybe, it could be software, training. There's a lot of different services that we can provide, and we already do provide. What do you enjoy doing? What is it that you do for your ideal client? And how much of that within your business do you want to package up?
And again, don't overthink it. Like if you can't feel like you can't do that at the moment, like offering advisory and charging extra for it, that's okay. There's always a skill that you can build on to help you achieve that. But we're just kind of looking at that bigger picture of what you would like to do if you had the skills to do it, because we can always build on that. Think about what sort of income you'd like to be making from your business per annum. How much would you like to be bringing in per annum? What sort of, and I like to break this down into monthly as well. What sort of monthly revenue or profit would you like to be making? So you can do both of those, annually or monthly. And then read through it right now. So take a moment to have a look back through what you've just written and have a think about how you feel about it. Go through how many clients you've written, onshore and offshore team, what sort of money that you've got coming in. I know I always like to, monthly is my favorite one, because you can kind of really picture monthly, can't you? And then breaking it down into weekly.
Yeah, it's a lot easier when you can visualize. Yeah,
absolutely. So just try it on for a feeling. What does that feel like when you read through that? Is that sort of, does it feel like, yeah, I could do that? Or is it feeling a little bit scary? And it's always good if it feels a bit scary, because if your goals aren't scary, you're not thinking big enough, I reckon. You've got to have a big,
that entrepreneurial part of us.
It is, yeah.
Absolutely.
So in the box at the bottom, is it 100% excited and believable or 10% hopeful and wistful? How are you feeling about it?
You could, when you're putting it in your workbook as well, why don't you pop it down into the chat as well and let everybody else know what percentage of excited are you?
And it's okay, kind of bust out a little bit. It's okay to kind of get a little bit, like, I guess, brave or courageous and say, you know what, I'm 100% excited about this. I actually believe I can do this. Even if you might not think that you can, just know that if other people have done it, you can do it too. So our job together is to get you to 100% super clear and super excited about how you're going to do it. We're going to give you the steps to be able to get there. So let's talk about how to get from now to what we've got and to what we've just written down. So we're going to draw a model to describe the process of building a practice that serves you. Then we're going to calibrate the model to your situation by asking you 4 simple questions. Then we'll show you the leverage points that deliver you the results that we're here for. So let's start. The first one is to draw a model that describes the process of building a practice that serves you.
I love this exercise. It really makes it clear of where you are and where you want to be. It's a reality check, isn't it?
It really is. And it's really, and wherever you are on this, it doesn't matter. So it's just we've got to start somewhere and we're only looking to move one up. We're not looking to go right to the top. So here's what we've observed with was happening in our bookkeeping practices. There's the owner up the top that looks after the team and the team and to get more work for the team. So having the owner look after the team and fill them with more work. And the owner also works to look after the clients. So making sure that the clients are happy and getting more sales, so getting more clients. And the owner also looks after the business to get more money. So that's a lot of jobs for the owner to do, looking after the team to get more work for the team, to look after the clients, to get more sales, and to look after the business to get more money. And what generally happens is that there's so much effort that they're putting in every week.
How do you feel?
Exhausted.
Just even looking at all of the activities that you've got to do for your own business. And it's exhausting.
It is, and it's wearing all the hats, right? Yeah. It's the marketing, it's the sales, it's the recruitment, it's all the different things that you've got to do. And I tell you, I meet a lot of people like this.
I used to be like that
too. So this is the way that I guess the ideal way to look at your model. So the owner looks after the team. So the team can then look after the clients, and the clients look after the business, and the business then looks after the owner. So if we look at it in a different way, it's not the owner looking after the team, the clients, and business. If you do, as your job as an owner, do that really well to look after the team, it kind of all takes care of itself. And we're going to show you how that works. And if you do it like this, instead of feeling exhausted, they're off having holidays. And the person that inspired me for this when I first started building the bookkeeping business was Debbie Roberts.
Absolutely. It inspired me too that she went away for 4 weeks in July.
And she didn't do it just 1 year. She kept doing it until COVID hit. But she was always going away on holidays and being able to do it. So we know that there's people that can do this, and we've built practices that have enabled us to do it as well. So how does the owner go from super busy to taking holidays and absolutely loving it? So each part has 3 different levels. So let's go through those levels now. Your role in the business. We're going to get you to put this in your workbook, put your score in the workbook. Owning a business means wearing a lot of different hats, which we just spoke about. When you think about the amount of time you're working in your business versus on your business, so in is doing the work, the bookkeeping work, and on is doing the planning and the overseeing, what portion of your time is spent in each? 100% in the business, it's down the bottom, around the 1 and 2, 50-50 in and on is in the middle, and 100% on the business is number 10. So where do you sit with that? Put that score in your workbook. And also have a think about what role you're playing as in the business. Are you the worker? Are you 100% in the business doing the work? Or are you the owner where you might be doing some of the work and you've got maybe some other people doing some of the other work and you're being able to offload that? Or you might have an admin person. Or are you a leader? And that means not doing any of the work and you're just overseeing it. So in your workbook, would you say you're playing the role of a worker, owner, or a leader? Okay, next question. Would you like to read that one out, Katrina?
Okie dokie. So who supports your business? So if you were to take 3 months off, how would your business cope? The highest score indicates that you need to be there for your business to function. So things don't go well without you. And a lower score means your business would operate effectively without you.
So down at 1 is don't need to be there at all. And 10 is that you really need to be there. So it's always a good sort of pressure check test to see how your business is structured, because if you can walk away from your business for, a 3-month holiday and you come back and it's exactly the same, happy days.
Yeah.
Probably not too many people that can do that. But if you structure it right, hopefully you could do that too. So again, when we go down to team, who supports your business? So is it just you? Are you an owner operator? Or do you have a team? Or is there a crew? So which one are you? Is it just you? Is it a team or a crew? And in your workbooks, you can pop that answer down. The next question is, who buys from your business? When you think about the clients who buy your services, how important are prices to them? A higher score indicates they buy from somebody else or not buy at all. If you put your prices up, a lower score means they wouldn't. So number 1 is not too price sensitive and number 10 is really price sensitive. So do your score in your workbook. So in your workbook, would you say those who buy your services are shoppers, clients, or advocates?
So
and the
shoppers are those that go around and get the cheapest price.
Yes.
And then the clients are those that, are happy to have you work for, get their work done. Advocates are those raving fans that are actually going out and promoting you and really supporting you as well.
Yeah. And they're those raving fans that love you. Okay. So the next question, sorry, I think I missed that. Sorry about that. Lucky you picked that up, Katrina. Okay. So the last question, what your business provides you with. When you think about getting paid for the work you do in your business, how does that work? The left side of the scale indicates enough money in the business for wages only. The middle range indicates a good salary boosted by additional profits. And the top end means you're getting paid well, whether you put the hours in or not. This is where
I find a lot of bookkeepers don't give themselves wages at all. They just take whatever's left over in terms of whatever the profit is, whatever the bottom line is, whatever, they pull out whatever they want out of, or not whatever they want, whatever they can out of the account for their own personal expenses, not treated as a wage, so not treated seriously. So the mentality, there is a mindset around that we like to shift that as well.
And this is what I find so exciting, because it's just a change in thinking towards your business that can really start to elevate and put more money in your bank account, which is my biggest goal to help my clients with. So what are we actually building? Are we building employment? So have we bought ourselves a job? And I know a lot of business owners, not just bookkeepers, a lot of business owners buy themselves a job essentially. Or are we in business? So is it that we've got a business and we've got it structured in a way that we can leverage ourselves? Or have we got a lifestyle where we could go away for 3 months and come back and it's all still the same? What have you got in your workbook? What would you say you have right now? Is it employment, i.e. you bought yourself a job, a business, or a lifestyle? All right, the range and why this is helpful. So let's go through. This is where many practices start with the worker, and it's just you, one person. And we deal with shoppers because we all know when we first start out, we take whatever we can get. And have we essentially bought ourselves a job? And that's why we kind of feel a little bit exhausted. So this is where most of us want to get to be a leader in our business, to have a crew, to have advocates for clients, and to have a lifestyle, to build our business so we've got a lifestyle. So that's our goal. This is what I mean by an entrepreneurial bookkeeper who has time and money, because there's no use having a heap of time. Generally, if you've got a heap of time, you've got a little bit of money. Or if you've got a heap of money and you've got no time to enjoy it, it's really kind of a waste. So we want to make sure we temper it in the right way to get the outcome. So the rest of our time that we're going to be spending today is showing you the leverage points on how you can just make a start on this and get the momentum to build up to those next levels. So, quick pause. We want to capture your thoughts in the workbook. What made sense so far?
Be great to pop into the chat what you'd like so far about this, what revelations that you might have had.
And where are you on this cycle? And if you're down the bottom, get excited. If your work is self-shopper employment, get excited, because this is the beginning and you can work your way up. And we don't want to get you to go from where you are right now right to the top, because that's a big leap. It's just tiny little steps. So this kind of gives us a good overview of where we're at and where we need to go to if you want to scale your business. So have a look in your workbooks and write down what's made sense so far for you. Okay, we're going to move right on. The model that we're talking about has got 4 leverage points, and we need to go through those. So what does leverage mean? Leverage is a disproportionately higher result from a small but focused efforts. So making small efforts and you get big results. And that's the best way to do things in business. You can do something small and get big results from it. So the ones that we're going to go through is time leverage. By having the focus to move from worker to owner and then up to leader. Time, I reckon, is one of the biggest things that bookkeepers struggle with. Anytime I talk with somebody that's wanting to find out how to do what we teach, it's usually, but when am I going to get time to do it? Yeah. And it's just such a common thing. And then we've got the second one is team leverage. So by having the systems to transfer tasks from self to team. And we know without systems in any business, you can't scale a business. So I use Pure Bookkeeping as the systems to scale my business with my sister-in-law. I know you use Pure Bookkeeping. Without a system, it's really, really tricky. Then we have client leverage. And client leverage is by having the tactics that attract more advocates and less shoppers. How do we get those ones that are the raving fans? And the final one is business leverage. By having higher prices and services that take us from wages to profits. This is all about pricing. So the 4 leverage points and only time to work on. We only have time to work on one for your practice. So the one that we're going to work on that's going to make the most difference. Sorry, we need to stop there and go back. What time are we at?
Oh, where's the charger? The thing.
Okay, at 38 minutes.
38 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
All good.
All right, you go.
All right. So out of those 4 leverage points, we really only have an opportunity to work on one of those in this session today. But we will have more time available in our VIP session. So some of you already have a VIP ticket to a workshop that's going to happen next week. So if you'd like to get access to that, you still can. We'll pop the link up in the chat box so you can get access to that. And that's going to give us a 3-hour window to work on the other leverage points and spend more time with us understanding the entrepreneurial side of the business.
Yeah, and I'll be able to fill out more of this information. So you're going to have 3 hours to be able to really dive deep into this. So
if you've already got a ticket, be excited.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you don't, act.
Yes.
Grab hold of a ticket.
Okay, so the leverage point I want to work with today with you is one that gets super fast results. So that's why we've chosen it for this session, to be able to help you get out of the starting gate with some quick results, which is always gives us encouragement to continue on. Yeah. So leverage with clients is the one that we know that can work pretty quickly. So tactics to attract more advocates and less shoppers is what we're going to work on. So to do this, we need to attract the right type of clients who will value us as a partner. So when they do, they'll not only buy our services, but they'll advocate our services. We want people to tell everyone about how amazing we are. And we know that once we've got raving fans, they do talk to a lot of other people about our services, especially if you have some good little lines to ask your clients to ask people to refer to.
The idea is to align the ideal client that you want with the services that you want to provide as well, and that's how we can build up that ideal client, or provide those advocates, because we're going to start aligning our own business, what we want to do with the clients we want to attract.
And it's so exciting. Once you start really identifying who you want to work with, you kind of think when you first start out in business, you're so grateful to get clients. You go, you know what, I'm just happy to get clients. Yeah. And then when you realise you can actually design it in such a way to get clients that you love and they love you, happy days.
The choice is yours.
Yeah, I know. But you don't realise that when you first start out. I don't reckon you think, I'm just happy to have clients. Yeah. Okay, so they either become an advocate or they stay a shopper, depending on how you treat them. So we'll show you how to do that. So we're going to go through this to be able to help you go through.
Yeah, so if we don't have a solid strategy, you're going to stay as a shopper client. The clients are going to be shoppers, and what we want to move towards is the clients becoming advocates. So we need to look after our business, and so that our business will look after us.
Nice. And the way we're going to do that is with the premium client pipelines. We're going to break this down. This is going to be in your workbooks. So open your workbooks now and go to this, because we really want to start filling this out to identify where you might have a blockage in your pipeline. So consider the following pipeline sequence of how clients make contact with you and become clients, and preferably advocates. Find leaks or blockages to identify how to make your pipeline flow. All right. So the first one here is attracting clients. How do you attract clients? Have you got a skimpy amount of clients, or have you got just a flow of clients coming into your business? Or is it somewhere in the middle there? So fill that one out first. It might be 50-50, or you might be having heaps of clients coming in, but they might not be good quality. So depending on where you're at with that.
So just put a little dot where you think you see yourself.
Yeah. The next one is inquiry response. So when you're responding to a lead, if it comes through by email or referral from an accountant or referral from a current client, how quick are you to get back to them? Are you kind of a bit busy sometimes and might go, I'll get to it at some stage? Or are you like super quick? I know all throughout my career, I'm like right on it. I ring straight away. I've always been like that, because I kind of think, if somebody's willing to reach out to me and they're interested in my service, I'm like super quick, and have always been throughout my career. So have a think about that. You might be in the middle somewhere. You might be a bit busy and you take a little while to get back to people. It's kind of just another painful thing that you've got to do. Or are you super quick like I was? What were you like?
I was often sluggish because I was already overwhelmed with work and thinking another client coming in. Yeah. So, I didn't have my, at that point where your systems aren't ready and you're still on the books and, all of that stuff. So it's like, it was almost like, do I really want another client?
I know. And I think I was different because I couldn't do the work. I wasn't sort of, my head wasn't there. I used to come through the door and go, Tanya, guess what? We've got another client. And she'd look at me like, so I find when I'm working with a lot of bookkeepers, they kind of can tend to be sluggish. So if you're sluggish, get excited. Like if you're down the bottom here, get excited, because we'll show you how to work your way up to the top. All right, needs assessment. When you're with the client and you're having a chat with them, do you talk with them about how you can help, that you do like classes, reconciliations and planning or whatever it is that you're doing with them? Or do you talk with them about what they lack? What is it that they're needing that they haven't got yet? So where are you along this spectrum? In the middle, down the bottom, at the top? make a point on the line of where you're at up to, just right now. Okay, so the discovery interview. Is it personal and friendly, or is it practical and factual? So practical and factual is that you'd be going in with your notebook and you're finding out, like, are they monthly BAS or quarterly BAS, and what else would you ask? Why are you laughing?
Because this when we were going through this sheet, I actually asked you, what do you mean by that? Like, aren't we always, personal and practical? So yeah, it was like we go in and ask for the scope. We ask how many bank accounts, how many transactions, do you want this? We can provide this, this, and this, and this, and this. We're good to go, sign off. But no, then comes Sharon.
It's good to be personal and friendly and say, hey, here's a couple. Let's have a chat about your business and find out what it is that's lacking in your business. And
find out a bit about them.
Let's have a look around. That's all the stuff. And that's, I guess, the reason why I did it like that was because, especially to begin with, I didn't know.
You were bluffing. You were bluffing the factual stuff.
I didn't know what to say. I did in the end.
Build a relationship and they will come.
Exactly. Oh, the next one is pitch services. Okay, so when you pitch, are you pitching at an hourly rate? You're saying, okay, I'm an hourly rate, or whatever hourly rate you're at. Or are you, when you're talking about what you can offer, is it premium value? Do you talk about the value you'll offer in your in their business with the things that you can offer? So that might be compliance, it might be some advisory sort of work around, I don't know, financial reporting and things like that, or cash flow forecasts, or, if you're a bit more advanced, you could be doing some other stuff as well. So what are you talking about when you're going in there, when you're talking about the services that you offer? The next one is the authority close. Is it hesitant and hopeful, or is it professional and confident? Meaning, are you sending a proposal through, from practice ignition. I keep saying practice ignition. From ignition and just sort of zipping it off and going, you know what, got that out of the way. Or are you sending it off and perhaps ringing them and following up, making sure that they've got it through okay, and perhaps even going out face to face and going through the proposal with them, or on Zoom. So we're more personable with that. And the last one is onboarding clients. Is it a bit bumpy and disjointed and you're not really sure where they are in the process, or is it smooth and delighted? Does it feel like, I know Deb talks about this, doesn't she, to absolutely wow clients, and that's what we want to do. We want to make sure it's smooth and really professional, and that they feel, wow, that was a really cool experience. All right. Now what we want you to do is join the dots. Wherever your dot was, join them throughout there to see what your graph looks like. And then what we want to do is think about, what was your lowest score? Which one out of these here was your lowest score? So in this case, the lowest score was needs assessment. Okay, so there's one part that has a bigger impact than others. And if it's leaking, it's going to compromise all parts that follow. So along here, if one of these is compromised, everything after that is absolutely compromised. So what do I mean, or what do we mean by compromised? So it's low hourly rates. So that's what happens if it's not working, if it's leaking, you're going to get low hourly rates. You're going to get low conversion rates if it's leaking. And you're going to get high over-servicing rates, meaning you're going to have scope creep and you're going to be doing a lot more work for them and not getting the money that you deserve from them. So guess which one's the culprit? Which one? Which one is it? Okay, if you haven't guessed it, it's needs assessment. It's number 3. If this one's compromised, every single one after that is compromised, meaning the discovery interview, the pitching your services, the authority close, and the onboarding the client, which can result in low hourly rates, low conversion rates. So you're not getting those conversions at the higher levels, and you might be setting yourself up for doing a whole bunch of scope creeping and a whole bunch of trying to make it all work for these clients. So talking about how we can help in the needs assessment will block your pipeline. So what happened when we fixed it? It gave us high value client work, and it literally doubled our sales. So it's a really important one to nail and to get right. And that's why we've chosen this one for today. So we're going to create a pre-qualification process for your inquiries. We're going to help you with that now. That shifts their attention away from the price of what we do to the focus on their needs, on what they want from your services. So let's build a needs assessment process to integrate into your pipeline. So when you make it work, you hit the knee and it goes up, and that works straight away. That's the response we want.
Yeah.
Step one is we're going to identify your ideal services, what you want to be offering. Step two is developing a questions bank that you can go into the clients with, and you feel really confident when you're asking those questions. And step three is to create your email triage. Okay, let's start with step one. Have a look at the services you want to do more of with the advocate level of clients. So what do you want to be doing with those A-class amazing clients? What sort of services?
Thinking about your ideal client and the services that you're already providing that you do enjoy. So write those down, what some of those examples are.
Okay, so an example might be, we might want to work with our clients on better financial reporting, because the absolute amazing thing about bookkeepers is that they see this all the time, know what it means, and can interpret those financial reports. And quite often the business owners have no idea. Or if they have an idea, they don't have time to deal with it. And they're not really knowing, oh, okay, so even if I do understand that, what do I do with this?
Yeah, or even have that conversation, have somebody to be able to have that conversation on a regular basis that understands their business so intimately as bookkeepers do.
Yeah. Okay. Choose the top 3 services that you love doing and would want to be known for. What sort of things would you like to be doing to offer in your business? So from your list, what's the one service that you want to do more of? Write that in your workbook. Okay, design a question that would highlight the need to have the service you're offering. So if, for instance, you want to offer your clients better financial reporting, design a question that would highlight the need for this. So it might be, if we wanted more work with clients on financial reporting, we'd ask, how much or little do you use your financial data for decision making? It's one of the questions in the question bank. I've got a long question bank in my program with my bookkeepers, and a few of them have used this question. Yeah. And it's amazing the response from the clients, because what do you reckon they'd say?
Yeah, they wouldn't, they'd rely on the information, but they don't have the information. They don't understand it enough to rely on it.
And the feedback that I get from my clients when they ask the question, I'm like, well, how did you feel when you asked that? They're like, really good. It's really an authoritative question. It's like, and it puts the bookkeeper in a really strong place when they're having that conversation with their clients or potential clients.
Yeah.
All right. Can you see how a question bank will make sure you're getting all needs assessed? So you've got a whole list of questions that you can ask them. And even if you've just got 3 to begin with, that's okay. And it's for all the services you've ever wanted to offer. So the key is, whatever service you want to offer, you have a question relating to that offer. Okay, so let's talk about the 3 emails to create for this. 1 for all inquiries, 1 for those who qualify as your ideal client, and 1 for the rest. So we're going to go through those 3 emails now. Did you want to go through those 3 emails?
Yeah, so you can grab these email templates. Actually, there's a link in the workbook, so you can actually get access to these. So it's like the first one is going to be, thanking them for their inquiry and asking them to provide you some more information to then, identify whether they are your ideal client and get a little bit more information to know what services to provide them as well.
Sorry, yeah.
Oh, then I was going on to the next one. Did you have something?
Yeah, so you can just have a link to the questions if you wanted to. And it sort of goes on to say, once you've given us a quick briefing, you'll be able to book in a time slot with me. And you can do that with something like Calendly if you want. So you're trying to get information back from them, because if you're armed with information about what they want, it makes you come across a lot stronger.
Yeah. And then have some templates. So if they don't qualify, then you'll have a lovely email that says, thank you for your answers, but you probably not something that you can help them with immediately. You might be able to refer them to somebody else at that time.
So you're culling out the ones you don't want, those shoppers.
Yeah, absolutely. And then those that do qualify, then you want to actually jump onto those. So you're thanking them for the answers and says, looks like something that we can help you with and work together with. Let's catch up and discuss in more details. So then give them the link. So make it really easy for them to buy from you. We say that all the time.
And so, yeah, make it easy to buy from you. And what you're doing, it's kind of like you're putting them into, I always like to describe it like a funnel. So you've got all these leads at the top that are all, wanting bookkeepers. And then what you're doing is you're starting to funnel them down into the ones that pop out the bottom are your advocates and your A-class clients that you want to work with. When we talked about before, what was that first name of the person the client that you love working with the most? We're getting more of those coming through the bottom. That's what this is for. All right, so that's leverage with clients from shoppers to advocates. That's the process that you go through. So, reminder, we have more time available in the VIP session, so get access to that if you can. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that we're going to go through in the VIP session that will really sort of flesh out a lot of this stuff that we've gone through. But this is kind of a first step. It's with obviously attracting those ideal advocates into our business, but there's so much.
Yes,
there's so much.
The ideal clients, only working with the advocates is that you're not wasting your time. So you are almost getting some time leverage in only working with the good clients. But of course, there's more around the time leverage as well that we can show you around.
That's it. And 3 hours. I mean, in that VIP workshop, it's 3 hours. So we can go for a deep dive into all of this, all of this stuff. So give it a nudge, make it happen, and we will see you hopefully in the VIP session.
Yep.
If you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out. The link is in the workbook for those templates. Please feel free to use them. They don't work unless you use them. You've got to actually do it.
Funny about that.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. It's been really a pleasure, and hopefully we'll see you in the VIP session.
It's been a lot of fun.
Take care. Bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.